Here's a little project for today. This old photograph, and there's a warning to you. Time is the master. Anyway, the glass got broken. So here's the frame. And this project's all about cutting second-hand glass. So before we measure that, I'll just get the photograph well out of the way. Second-hand glass, it's not the same as new glass. So you've got a piece here, and it's been laid in the sun for an hour or so. There's rule number one. If you're cutting it in winter, put it near the stove for half an hour or so, because second-hand glass doesn't like being cut when it's cold. Next thing is, the surface needs to be really clean. So we'll just get rid of most of the muck. The reason for this is that the glass cutters, most glass cutters, have got little rollers in them that do the cutting. And if you've got muck on the glass, it will blunt the edge of the little roller. And also, the roller will skid, so it won't score the glass properly. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Right, let's get this tea out of the way. Put the frame over there. So we've cleaned that bit. Just a bit more. Okay, now then, inside of the rebate to the inside of the rebate is actually 205 mil. But we'll want to allow a bit for A, the frame being not quite square, and B, so it fits easy. So let's go 202. So what we'll do, using the tape measure, and I like to mark this with a pen nowadays. So I'm marking on the outside of 202 there. And again, marking on the outside of 202 so that the mark is on the waist. So you cut it off. There we go. Just let that ink dry a second. Pop this over here. I have a straight edge somewhere. Here it is. I like to use this because it's good and wide, so it's got a good contact with the glass. I'll just turn this round because I'll prefer it that way. Okay, so now, two things about the glass cutter. It's got a series of rollers on little pins, and you can turn this round so you get a fresh roller. I'll put a photograph of this. But as you'll notice, between the cutting edge and the side of the frame, the glass cutter handle, there is a distance, so you have to allow for that when you're cutting. So the first thing, apart from getting the glass really clean, is to just dip the whole thing in a bit of paraffin or diesel, something like that. And that lubricates the pin inside there so it rolls nicely. And then just roll it like that this is a bit of old carpet, to take the excess diesel or paraffin off it. Now I'm allowing a little bit between the mark and the edge of the straight edge to allow for that distance between the cutter and the edge of the handle. Then with an upright like that, start right on the edge and push down. You hear that? That's scored all the way along. Rule number 3, never run the cutter down the same score mark or you'll blunt it. You will blunt it very seriously. 2 or 3 like that and it's a waste of space. Pop the glass over. You might be able to see this, I don't know, but the score mark is right on the edge of that black. I'm just going to move the glass about just to see whether you can see that. Right, so we flip it over on its back and the score mark's underneath now. And there we go. This is slightly heavier than that plastic one. Then all you do is you tap. Now you don't tap over here there, you actually tap right on the line. Just tap. And what that does is just makes the score go all the way through the glass. And then just go. There you go. Easy, wasn't it? But that's because the glass is warm and clean, which is the clean edge. This is the clean side. So, try again. Let's just see, make sure it fits in. Yeah, it's a little bit tight. In fact, it's too tight. What a pain in the neck. And of course, the problem is trying to cut a couple of mil off the side is near as damn it impossible. But let's carry on. The length of this is 274. So 271. Pop it round. The pen. 271 is there. 271 there. Okay. Where's that T? Turn it round. Dip the cutter in the paraffin and just rub the excess off. Right, we cut it a bit tight last time. Let's have a go. Right on the edge. I don't know whether that... See how we get on. Flip it over with a slightly heavier. And you can actually see the score mark coming up through the glass and it creates a little silver sort of fragment. There we go. Now I wonder if we can cut any off the side of here. This is like, as I say, nearly impossible. Give it a go. I want to take about that much off. So there are some notches in the side of these, and the notches are for this very job. That doesn't fit. The plastic one will probably fit, but You can use a set of pliers for this as well. But you've got to be careful because this edge that you're creating here is incredibly sharp and nasty. Little razor edges on it. And these bits are equally vicious. So you wouldn't want these to be on the kitchen floor and walk around without any shoes on. What you can do, and you've got to be careful, you don't want to be your hands too close, is just... I've not wrapped my hand round, I'm just keeping my fingers well away. Here's the frame. There we go. Job jobbed. So now you just need to get some proper window cleaner and really give that glass a good cleaning before you start rebuilding the photograph. Hope this has been of help. We'll just give it one more go. That's a bit of a danger area. That's the clean side. Okay? Now just watch this. When you've got these little bits, you might not want to keep them, and you might want to send them down the glass recycling along with your bottles, so just cut them up. Watch this. You might want to wear gloves when you're doing that. Hope this has been some help. Whenever you're cutting glass, always wear safety goggles. Whenever you're handling lots of glass, wear gloves. And if you try and cut 6mm glass, then be very careful because it's like a teenager. It'll do whatever it feels like. And the bits are quite heavy and very sharp.